Meet Special K, our 1981 Aries K auction win that has been sitting for decades. Today, we're gonna get this thing running. Why Special K as a name? Because this car was special enough that when we went to pick it up, some thieves were breaking into it.
Maybe somebody tried to steal that K car, Richard.
Huh?
Maybe somebody tried to steal your K car.
Maybe.
You know, it's so valuable and all.
Okay.
They just left their cars going. There's no one inside.
Yeah, they must be inside.
So Richard's trying to find out where the sheriffs are so that he can tell them we're here so they don't just think we're some odd people, you know, maybe trying to steal things. He got busted. He was back there stealing and he got busted. And he got busted. So when we got here, there were 4 sheriff's cars. Well, 3 sheriff's cars and 1 undercover. And they arrested 2 people because they were breaking into the vehicles. And the door to the K car is open, so I think they are trying to get something out of there. That's nuts. Richard was taking me to show me where the water pump and the trailer were, down there. And I stopped to look at this stuff and I said, hey, do you think this is some of this stuff that they dropped when they were caught? Because I remember when we got here, they were kind of in this general area. And he said that goes to our water pump. So they were probably, that's one of the things I think they were stolen and they were going to take off with. Oh no. And I did say that the door was open to the K car over there, so I guess they were looking through that too. So I wanted to go get some bug spray to put on, but I feel kind of weird going over there now. I don't really know what I should do. Okay. Oh yeah, you got a good start on this hill, didn't you? It might take off without you. The door was open when we got here. Did you notice if anything had been disturbed inside?
No. But clearly they went through it. See how popular K cars are?
Yeah, right. I have a feeling that they were looking for maybe money that might have been left behind, or
Right.
they were gonna hop underneath it and cut off the what is it, that one thing they love to take?
Catalytic converter.
Yeah. Richard was lucky enough, you opened up the
ashtray. The keys are in there. It's a different set that was in the glove box. That's a huge relief. Now, hopefully this thing will shift into neutral, which it won't. The shifter's stuck. We'll figure that out.
Yeah, I mean, one thing at a time, right?
Yeah, I have to get my tools.
Are the police gone yet?
I don't know. All right.
We're trying to waste time.
Let's see what treasures are in here.
I'm gonna say not a lot.
Well, a spare tire.
We might need that.
Yeah.
Might be some cool old containers.
Yeah. What's this? Master cylinder, center bearing, brass fittings.
That mirror. Did you see that?
Yeah.
That doesn't go to this.
No.
Look at that. Is
this
that
doesn't either.
Oh yeah, look how big that is. Oh.
Oh, that's
our
VW.
VW. That's old VW.
Yeah, that's
I'm gonna
VW.
keep that.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah. And this says K car,
Okay.
so maybe it needs a wiper motor.
Well, there's some nice
Plugs.
spark plugs back there still in the box. I mean, unless it's an empty box.
This must have been like mice repellent or something.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. And a huge Sears AC adapter. Huge. 1.5 amps. So that's a bit of a letdown.
Except for that Volkswagen thing.
Yeah, that's cool.
They stopped using that logo like 61, 62.
Yeah.
So that's pretty decent. So we're just kind of wasting time so we can bring everything through, because they had the paddy wagon up there, didn't they, babe?
Yeah. Boy, that's not moving. It's a miracle this door opened. The tree's probably holding it down. That's probably what it is. So here's where I want to be with the back of the trailer. Woo!
So can you turn the wheel inside? Can you turn, or is it locked?
Uh-oh.
Air?
This tire sprung a leak.
Yeah.
I can get the trailer in now.
You know, I don't see any damage from the tree on that side.
Yeah.
That's good. Ready?
Yeah.
So when we were pulling the car, the tire up front lost air, but you had a great idea. You remembered that there was a spare donut tire back here. Look at that. And it's never been used either.
Nope.
Does it move when you turn it?
No. But a few wraps with a hammer in it might.
Okay, finally got it out. And it took us a while.
As it will.
Yeah.
In the field, as they say, literally.
Yeah, right. I'm on. Are you on?
I'm looking at the front here.
Oh. Yeah, we got 6 more inches.
Yeah, we're on.
We got like 6 more inches.
Yeah, bring it up a little more. More. Well, we're on. Okay. All right, so now it's this we have to worry about.
Yeah? Okay, let's figure it out. We've got it all loaded. What are you looking for, hon?
Something to watch up, but I gotta say something.
Uh-huh.
Christina has been so positive. This has been an unbelievable ordeal. I can't describe it and the video won't show it. And she has been so positive all day, even now in the rain. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, but
I wasn't positive.
But I'm always like that.
I know, and I so appreciate it because I'm not like that.
And I gotta tell you, I don't know about you, but I'm so hungry.
Yeah. You kidding?
I think it's around 5:15. We did not expect to take this long, but we also did not expect an episode of Cops when we arrived. So
we lost a lot of time because
we did. We lost about an hour and a half because they had 4, maybe 5 police cars toward the end, paddy wagon blocking. We couldn't move up here to try to load anything until after that. And I feel safe saying that was around 2:30.
Now we're heading out on the 4-hour ride home.
Stopped for a bathroom break and gas. And it's all staying in place, so we have about 2 hours and 20 minutes left to get home.
We made it. That was a long drive and a fairly stressful one, but looks like everything is intact. Here's the plan. We're going to dump the Reliant right here and then pull it with the tractor from here into the shop. This wheel is frozen solid just like the other side was, so I'm actually going to free that up on the trailer.
Richard had the K car parked over there and he was trying to pull it with the tractor and the string broke, and I thought for sure it was going to hit the Torino. But lo and behold, it came down, turned, and almost made it perfectly into the shop.
This is a 1981 Reliant K car. Believe it or not, these cars helped save Chrysler. These and the minivans. This is the first year, 1981. And the big billing on a car like this was 6-passenger comfort with economy. Believe it or not, this little guy was marketed as a 6-passenger car. Let's take a look at it. It's a 1-owner rig. It's supposedly the original title's inside. We haven't looked at it very deeply at all. We're saving that to do it with you. We haven't even popped the hood. but it's fairly solid, right? All steel. We don't know how many miles on it, but we suspect it's not many. This door, I tried to open it and the handle broke off. But it's still got the factory antenna. The trim is in place here. These two tires were flat, but they're holding air. That's a minor miracle in and of itself. Let's check what the gas smells like. Oh, there we go. Whoa. Okay, there's nothing alive in there, but I don't want to stick my fingers in there. So I'm going to grab a screwdriver.
Oh, one flew out there.
Oh, did it?
It's right there.
Oh, man. I'm glad I didn't stick my hand in there. You know, this car, viewers, stinks like gas. We haven't taken this cap off or anything, but it just plain stinks.
Why don't you just say that the gas is bad and just leave it at that?
Well, clearly it is, but the surprising thing is that without removing the gas cap, you can still smell it. Oh, this gas cap isn't tight. That's probably why. Huh. I expected worse.
Ooh, you better be careful.
It's bad, but I've smelled a lot worse as far as gas goes. But it's clearly bad. We're not going to be pulling off that tank. So here's the K, Reliant K. Oh, I didn't mention this. This is front wheel drive. So this was a big deal for Chrysler. I really, if you grew up in this era, you know what a big deal these series of cars were. Dodge had the Aries, Plymouth had the Reliant, and Chrysler, I don't remember what the K car was, but I think it was the LeBaron. Correct me if I'm wrong. We have this backup light. It fell off when we were moving it. I think because one of these, what are these, Christina? Chinese honeysuckles?
Chinese honeysuckle.
They grew up behind it and popped it out. And look at that, somebody took, oh no, the plate mount is there. I guess this is how you save weight, viewers. Don't have a plate mount, just put 2 pieces of rubber right there. This is interesting. We bought this car in Knoxville, and I mentioned at auction. Look at that. It's been in Knoxville its entire life.
Yeah.
How cool is that? This car, some people will say this is a lame, horrible car. But you know what? I bet we're going to have so much fun with this. And I'll show you why in a minute, because we haven't gotten to the best part yet. So this quarter is also solid as a rock. The paint has some issues on this side. It looks like it's almost been spray painted before, doesn't it? And it's chipping off. But this door is not open either. Obviously, these cars must have had door problems. But this door does. And here's the best part. Look at in the center of that floor. This car is a factory 4-speed. How awesome is that? And as an added bonus, it's got an 8-track player from the factory. We're going to use that 8-track player. Before this video's over, let's check out the inside. Well, I wanted to move this 8-track tape, but it's literally stuck to the seat and stuck really hard. I'm not going to touch that. But this odometer says 48,773 miles. I think that's original.
I do too.
I really
Based
do.
on the pedals.
Yeah, if you look at these pedals down here, and I don't know how clear you can see this.
We can see them great.
There's practically no wear on them. There's no way this car is 148. There's just no possible way. Look at this dash. Oh, wow. It's steel.
Is it?
Yeah.
I thought it would be plastic.
Me too. That's cool. No wonder there's no cracks.
Well, there's something over it, though.
Just the texture. Maybe it's hammered paint. There's the 8-track. Let's, there's a bunch of keys here. Jerry Magaha Mercury. Okay, so these are Chrysler keys, but I don't know that they fit this car because it's a Ford. Yeah, they don't. They don't. But look at the inside of that ashtray. Look at how clean that is.
No, they didn't allow smoking in here.
No, for sure. And they didn't even allow change in there because it's not scratched.
Wow.
Okay, let's check the glove. We have to do it from this side because the other door won't open. Oh, it's loaded.
Oh, bingo.
It's loaded.
Bingo.
Yeah.
This is so exciting. Like, I don't think we've ever gotten a car that had this much stuff in there.
Yeah, it's loaded.
Make sure, don't leave a thing.
You want the comb?
Bring that out too. That might have some DNA. We
I
might need
remember
that
these
later.
combs. I am really embarrassed to say I used to use a comb like that.
What's that red thing in there?
Red
Is it a pen or a pencil?
Screwdriver
A screwdriver.
with a magnet on it.
Oh. All right, bring it on
And
over
it
here.
says Oxford Chemicals on it.
All right, bring that stuff over here.
Oh, this is great. All right, so we just made a horrible discovery.
You did.
Under the pile was a very worn out brake rubber.
Maybe he was just such a perfectionist that he needed that new one.
I don't know. That's 148,000 right there. Well, we'll deal with that later. So we've been through this stuff and it's fascinating. First off, there's registrations for all kinds of years. Up until the first year, up until what? Here's 90, 93, I think was the most recent we saw.
It was, yeah.
So this guy's probably been sitting since 93. Piece of cake for us. But this is really neat. This is the original paperwork from when he bought it. He traded in a Ford wagon, 72 Ford wagon with 124,000 miles on it. And he purchased this for $69.96.
Yeah, and he got $850 trade-in for that 72 wagon.
Imagine that now. So his interest rate, 18.15% interest. So people have a problem today with 7% interest. 18.15, which resulted in a finance charge of $2,500.
Yeah.
Imagine that over the life of the loan. That is crazy. But this is neat stuff. He's also got the warranty for the car, $550, which that was pretty good back in 81, a $550 warranty. But this is really neat. So this is a $10 check for Mr. Steak, which,
It's a gift card.
yeah, it's a gift card. Obviously was a restaurant back then. And the reason he got this, he worked at Alcoa, and this says he had a year without a lost day work accident and a significant accomplishment, and certainly required a joint effort by all to reach this plateau.
Yeah, and it was not long after he bought it.
1982.
Oh, you forgot to tell him that he got this car on was it December 23rd?
December 23rd. So this was a Christmas gift type car. Now we've had those before, right?
We have.
Christmas cars. I don't remember which one they are, but it's not too uncommon. It's also a good time of year to buy. So that's what we found in here. Super fascinating stuff. I'm telling you, I got good feeling about this car because the guy obviously took care of it inside and he's kept all his stuff. Those are usually good signs.
Yeah, and we didn't find any receipts for anything major.
No, an antenna.
Yeah.
Yep. So he had some radio work done. I thought I had struck it rich here. $1 in nickels from United American Bank. But in reality, what's in it, it's pretty cool. Brand new keys. All right, we're going to button this back up nice the way it was, put it back in the glove box where it belongs, and get back to you. In the back seat is a for sale sign, some trim, a hubcap, that's cool. That may be for this car, I think it is. And a cup or peanut container. What's in here? Huh. You know what these look like? They look like fittings for the water tank that we bought. What are the chances of that?
That's odd.
That is unbelievable. Okay, and last but not least, we have this hanging down.
Well, but it has a headliner still.
Yes, it does. And it's, you look at that, it's cardboard and it's in good shape.
The back seat's in good shape.
Yeah.
The seats are in actually good shape.
The interior is in really nice shape.
Yeah.
It's too bad these doors open. We'd love to be able to show you a better view, but we'll get there. One more thing before we get to the engine. This wheel is the spare donut. This wheel is rusted pretty badly. If anybody knows what interchanges with these 4-lug Chryslers, we'd love to know, because I don't know if I can salvage that on the wheel. Maybe. Let's get this hood open. We have not seen under this hood. Ah, look at that. The latch works.
Now you You could say you've seen this sight unseen. You didn't look at it when you went there
I
before.
couldn't. The tree was
That's
walking.
right, the tree. So
Yeah.
this is sight unseen.
Yeah, I mean, here's some remnants of it, some Christmas decorations from it before. But yeah, I have not looked at this. I mean, there might be a blown small block under here. 440 maybe. Maybe not, too. Oh, it's stuck.
We'll get back to you.
I got it. Oh boy. Well, this looks pretty bad.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Wow.
There's definitely been some mice in here. Look at all that.
Yeah, they ate up the heat. The heat barrier. This looks very, very bad.
This is from the tree.
Yeah, there's active bugs in here. Wow.
Yeah, look at that.
And it's one of the few cars in that auction place that doesn't have a battery. Almost every car in there had a battery.
Oh, I can see there's the rust. You know, I didn't notice that before, but the rust on the hood, you can see through the hood.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's a bummer. This seems getting crappier by the second.
All right, let's get this cleaned up.
Yeah, I put some gloves on and a mask. Oh, it's deep. It is deep. Oh, man. We've got to get all this out of here because it's going to blow all over the place. But it is unbelievable. I mean, you could plant a garden in here. Wow.
Was that for the heater?
No, that's the air intake, I believe. Yeah, that's the air intake hose. It's gone. This thing is very, very rough under here. You know, we're used to getting these cars out of junkyards and woods and everything, but this one is every bit as bad as something pulled out of a junkyard or out of the woods, even though it came from someone's yard.
I don't know. I might have to disagree with you on that one.
Really? It's pretty bad.
The interior?
No, I mean under the hood.
Under the hood. Okay, okay.
Okay. So we're happy with what we found. It's much cleaner now, but the harness is completely intact. Completely. So whatever was living under here didn't munch on the wires, which is great. But this is a little concerning. This is the electronic carb airbox, and this was wide open because it had disintegrated the intake to it. So, well, we're going to attempt to get that off and see what surprises we have inside.
Oh, they're coming right off.
Well, these are, but those twisty things are very stuck. All right, viewers, you ready for this? Oh, look at that. Look at in here. Beautiful condition. So this air filter, yeah, here's the weird two-barrel carb that these had. It's an electronic two-barrel. And look at this air filter stopped everything. There's some nonsense in there, but the air filter stopped it. Awesome. Well, that's great, great news. Let's see if the carb is frozen. It is not. Well, it's sticky, but it's not frozen.
Have you checked to see if this is seized yet?
No, I haven't. We can. I can get it to crank. The reason I'm not super concerned about that is when I rolled it off the trailer, I had to stop it, obviously, by popping the clutch, and it felt like the engine moved.
Huh.
I could be wrong, but it felt like it moved. So let's see, we got a bolt here. Yep, let's try it. It's a tiny, tiny socket to fit on this crank bolt. Moved. See that?
Yeah.
It's moving.
Oh, it's moving easier now.
Yep.
Oh, you hit a tough spot.
Yep.
Should we look at the plugs and put some oil in there?
Yeah. Yep. But it's moving. I moved a good quarter turn there.
Good.
Woohoo! All right, let's check the oil in this thing. It looks pretty bad.
It does. I'm kind of surprised, to be honest.
I really think that, well, we certainly have to check if there's water in it. It looks very, very bad. Where is it on the stick? Let's get a second pull. Maybe it'll look better on the second pull. Sometimes they do. So it's quart low. Yep, it's quart low. And it's very black.
Mm-hmm. I'm kind of surprised. You seem like the kind of person that, you know, took such care of stuff that seems odd.
Yeah, it seems like he was a very clean, organized man. So to have oil that dirty in it is a bit of a surprise, but who knows? Let's take a minute and talk about this engine. This is a 2.2 liter engine, 135 cubes for the old school people. And this engine powered a bunch of Chrysler vehicles, a bunch. From, I think 81 might have been the first year. This might be the first year this engine was used, all the way into the 90s. This engine had quite a run. It also has a 2.5 variant, of which this is not. It's designed for torque, not horsepower. I mean, 2.2 liters, you can't get either, really. But it does have a long stroke to try to move 6 people in a car like this. And it's a timing belt engine, so we're going to have to check that, make sure that the belt's not ready to snap. But it is not what's known as an interference engine. And what that means is if the timing belt were to break, it doesn't cause engine damage. The valves will not hit the pistons. So that's kind of neat. A lot of vehicles are interference engines. That timing belt breaks and you're in big trouble. Not this engine. So that's really cool about it. Okay, this is an overhead cam engine. So I can see the cam lobes right through here and they look okay. I can see 2 of them. They look fine. Yep, I don't see any issues with the 2 lobes that I see. The way this works is you've got the crank there. You've got the cam here connected with the belt, but there's also another pulley in here that drives the distributor. So it's a 3-pulley system, not a typical old school just cam and crankshaft. Pull this plug wire. Oh, it's stuck. There it goes. Okay, that's all.
Did dirt come out?
Yeah, lots of dirt came out. So I'm going to vacuum that before I go any further. So I vacuumed this hole out good on number 1 plug. This, of course, is steel plugs and aluminum head, so corrosion is a huge problem. If you all have seen my Corvair rescue video, you know the trouble that it can cause. So I'm gonna lube it up good, and I am not gonna put a lot of torque on this. If this doesn't wanna move, I'm gonna go right to heat. All right, now again, I'm not putting a ton of, look at that. Beautiful, beautiful. Yay, maybe somebody used Never Sees on this.
Maybe.
Because that was crazy.
Were you a little like nervous to when you started? Were you having flashbacks?
No, because I'm using a smaller wrench, so I knew I wasn't going to snap it off. It's not like on a flathead where the bottom rusts out. This is just the thread seizing to the head. Moment of truth here. Oh, it's one of those long threaded plugs too. But it looks beautiful, doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
Look at that. Can you see that okay?
Yeah, I can.
Look at that. Of course, it's a little white. See how the porcelain's white, the insulator? That's because these electronic carbs run the carb very, very lean. So it'd be very unusual to see a carbon-fouled plug in an engine like this. And sure enough, we don't see that. I don't see any Never Sees on these threads, but it's going to get some before I put these back in. So we're inside of number 1 cylinder, and straight ahead there, that's the top of the piston. And I think what that wetness is just the lubricant that I sprayed around the plug. It dripped in when I took the plug out. But look at this cylinder wall. See those scratches? Those look like crosshatch to me, which it's hard for me to believe that this cylinder would still have crosshatch in it unless it was super low miles. So who knows? I mean, we still don't know how many miles this car has.
That's right.
We just don't know. And we don't know if it's been out and rebuilt, but we're going to look at all the cylinders and see if that crosshatch exists in all of them. That crosshatch is there to allow the rings to seal better. And it's very prominent there. So we're going to put some lubricant in here and move on to cylinder number 2. This is number 2. It doesn't look nearly as good
As number 1.
as number 1. Yeah, this one has a little oil on it. Not oil foul, but it's got oil on it.
So we were going to look at the second cylinder, but it's close to the top, so Richard's going to just move it a tiny bit so we can get the camera down in there.
Okay, see that big ring of rust right there?
Yeah.
So this one had some moisture in it. But from what I can tell, it also has the crosshatch.
I think we could see a little bit of it
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, the piston's not all the way down, obviously, so it's hard to see, but I think I see crosshatch. But it's not overly full of carbon, little bit. That oil, again, is likely the Cree oil it dripped through. But this cylinder has rust on it, but nothing significant. So again, I'm gonna lube it up. But this is why I didn't want to crank it over and over and over without putting oil in it, because that rust in there isn't gonna help matters.
Yeah. So, and you're using Mr. Oil on this one?
Yeah, I'm using mystery oil. I'm not filling it up. There's no need to fill them up. The engine's not seized. I just want some in there so that when I turn it over, it's not metal on metal.
So you're moving the cap to the distributor?
It's got a plastic covering over the distributor, so that's going to need to come out in order for me to get this plug wire out for number 3. This is right in the way. Come on out of there.
No, that's in a tough spot, isn't it?
No, just
There.
there we go.
Oh, that thing's tiny.
Yeah. Everything on this car is miniature. And look at that plug wire. Oh, 4 or 5 inches long.
Wow.
See the Chrysler logo?
Oh, yeah.
Completely different than the other 2.
I know.
The electrode, or the ground, looks fine. The insulator's got a little bit of carbon on it on one side. That side looks fine. This side's got a little carbon. That is weird. Weird, but nothing dangerous, nothing bad. At the very top, there is a little rust ring, as you can see, near my thumb, but cylinder walls look fine. Good deal. So far, so good. This is the last one. Looks real good. It looks like number 1. So number 1 and number 4 look wonderful. While we're waiting for the mystery oil to soak in and get in around the rings, we're just going to check some other stuff. So one of those things being the radiator condition. Oh, look at that.
Wow.
Wow, I was right, other than the ant that came running out.
Wow.
Wow, I was right.
Okay, not worried about that.
No. That's full.
Wow.
Over full. Let's see if we can get a color on that.
Oh.
Whoops, yeah, it's not terrible. It's brown, but it's not terrible. It's over full, which I don't quite understand why it would be so full. But it's not terrible. It's usable, let's put it that way. I wouldn't have any problem driving down the road with fluid that looked like that. Yeah, same thing, Same thing. Let's try the brake pedal. I thought I tried the brake pedal in this and it was frozen, but based on what I see there.
Now, did you cut a brake line in front?
Did I what?
Did you cut that brake line?
Oh, I did cut the brake hose, yeah.
So-
but let's see if it's frozen. That's really the key.
So if it works, will it squirt out here?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's not frozen.
I don't see anything come out though.
Well, I'm not going to pound on it because we know that this brake hose has been cut by me.
Aw.
But it's not frozen. So I think this thing, I mean, it's not going to have brakes.
Right.
But we're not going to have to replace the master, I don't think.
Okay.
I did notice when I disconnected the caliper on this side to get it off the trailer, fluid came out.
Huh.
That explains it.
Wow.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Maybe we need to buy 80s cars more often.
Well, if we bought cars like this, we'd just be so incredibly cool. Our viewing base would go through the roofs.
Yeah. Might. You never know. I just noticed that still had the license plate that the dealer put on it.
I'm taking the inspection cover off for the timing belt. I really want to get a look at that to see what shape it's in. I expect it to be pretty bad. Well, what we want to look at with a timing belt, obviously it's going to be dirty, but first off is flex. And this is not, this looks like it's a really good tightness. It's not too tight and not too loose. So that's really good. I don't like how it's riding a little towards the edge. Mm-hmm. That means the belt typically has been a little tight. It's not necessarily bad, but it's not good. It should be riding either in the middle of this pulley or towards the back. Interesting, it's got a little lip here to keep it from coming off the back. I don't think later models had that. But I was going to change this belt. Mm-hmm. I don't think I need to now.
So what is the white? Is that corrosion or is it from a spider? Do you know?
That white is, let's find out. That's from a spider.
Okay.
This belt does not need to be changed. I know it's crazy. It's put on sometime before 1993, but I don't see any reason to change it. Now we're rotating the engine over twice to make sure everything's moving as it should. I don't expect any issues here given how easy this is moving. So that's once. This gives the mystery oil a chance to work in really well too. That's two. Okay, good to go. All right, we found both connections. This one was a little tricky. Look at the size of that. That's can't be any more than 8 gauge at best. It almost looks like 10. It's a little car, little engine, doesn't draw a lot of amps. So we're getting ready for the touch test, which is touch the connection, look for sparks, and look for smoke in the wiring harness, both inside and out. The first check is, are there any sparks? Yes.
I heard something.
Yeah, key buzzer.
Ah. That's
Yeah.
right.
So let's watch. Why don't you watch under the dash for smoke, and I'll watch under here.
Okay. I don't see anything.
Nothing?
Oh, wait. No.
Okay, let's pull the key out to shut this thing off. Look at that.
I know, but that was a sign of life. I kind of liked it.
Yeah, let's try the lights.
Okay.
Once you get out front, I'll try the light, or the light. Let's try the light.
Oh, yeah.
It works?
Yeah.
How about the parking lights?
Yep.
Ah,
Oh, here, let me go to the back, too.
cool.
With that one.
Yep.
That one, no.
This one maybe not. It's
Go push on the brake.
okay. Nothing?
No.
How about the clutch? Does the clutch light work?
Oh, you know what's weird?
There's no such thing.
The light over here came on now.
What did?
The red.
Yeah. Yeah, it's probably a bunch of bad grounds. Yep. How about the horn?
I was going to say, try all the stuff inside
Gotta
now.
do it. The horn guy will get mad at us if we don't try the horn. Nothing from the horn.
We never have a horn that big. Oh, I see it in the back, yeah. Do you see it? But I didn't see it in the front.
Yeah, it's working.
It is? Okay.
Yeah, let's try the other side.
Did you turn it to the other one?
Yes.
I don't see anything back here.
Yeah, this one's just coming on. It's not blinking.
Huh,
So There's a
okay.
blown bulb over there.
What about, like, the radio?
The radio, that's key.
Do you have to have the key turned a different way for that?
Yeah, it's got to be on or accessory, which it is right now. And I don't know why this is beeping with it in accessory mode.
There you go. Nothing?
Nothing out of this radio.
Oh, darn.
But that's all right. The important thing is the lights all work. So I guess the next thing is let's try the starter.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to do it from in here.
Do you want to disconnect the gas?
Huh?
Do you need to disconnect the gas?
Probably should. Yeah, probably should. I don't want to, if there's stuff in that tank, I don't
Right.
want to pump it up. Big moment. We are going to see if the engine turns with the starter. It's going to blow a little mystery oil out, but that's okay. We're just hoping the starter works. Just to be sure, I'm going to have the clutch pressed in because this shifter is really rusty. Here we go.
Stop! Gas is coming out.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is a surprise.
It's coming out of straight up here
Wow.
like a fountain. And it was alive. So I just figured I didn't want it all over the floor.
You know, when I disconnected the gas line, I was telling Christina I heard pressure escaping, and it's like, why is there pressure in there? I guess that's why, because there was gas right there. So, where's the pump on this thing? There it is. I'm gonna disconnect the input line of the pump, because I don't wanna pump this crap.
However, I believe the starter works.
Going to use the official jacking point, according to the instructions in the trunk. My jack just barely fits under it. I don't have to lift the car. I just need to get it up a little higher because these fuel line connections are steel right into the pump. These are likely to be tough. It looks pretty rusty. One thing I want to say though is people accuse us sometimes of this being fake. I've never seen gas that ready to pump out before. Never. But that's just what we found. There's nothing fake about it. That's what we found. All right, we are going to check any water in the oil. So I'm just going to let a little bit of oil out because the water will be at the bottom of the pan, so I'll know very quickly. Yeah, there's no water in that. That is all oil. So that's great news. A viewer sent us this super cool spark plug cleaner. You hook up compressed air to it and it cleans the plugs. Unfortunately, these plugs aren't dirty enough to need it, so we're going to use this in the next video. Thank you very much for sending us that.
You checking your plug gap?
Yeah, they were all 40, and the sticker under the hood says 35, so I'm setting them to match the sticker under the hood. Next up is the distributor cap. There's no points in here. This is Chrysler electronic ignition. Okay, that's not going to work. It's that easily.
Okay, so you were saying...
Yeah, so this is Chrysler's version of electronic ignition, which is very simple. It uses a conventional coil and just a reluctor here that picks up a signal from the spinning rotor. So every time the rotor spins around, it sends a signal to the coil to fire. 1, 2, 3, 4, very, very quickly, of course. So there's nothing like to sand here, nothing really to clean. There is a gap to set, but I think the gap is probably fine given this hasn't been messed with. So all I'm gonna do is hit it with cleaner. And if we find we have no spark later, I'll dig deeper into it. But right now I see no need to do that, so I'm just gonna clean it.
And what are you using?
I'm using contact cleaner.
Uh-huh.
Don't use carb cleaner. Don't use brake clean. Use contact cleaner. And basically, I'm spraying the pickup coil, which is what gets the signal from the spinning rotor. And it was pretty dirty in here. So this needed to be done, but I think this will take care of the problem for us.
How does that look?
Weird.
Yeah.
But not bad, but weird.
Yeah, it does look... I'm not used to seeing that.
No. We'll clean that too. Yeah, there's a lot of dirt in there. All right, we are going to check for spark now. We've got under the cap cleaned. We've got the spark checker in place. Let's hope that we have it. Ready?
I'm ready. Yep.
We do?
You're good.
Woo! Now that saves us a lot of trouble. We're ready to hook up fuel. See if this thing will kick.
Yeah.
Woo! Put a little shot down the carb. See if we can get this thing to kick. We're not expecting it to run, just to kick. Okay, that was anticlimactic. God, it's a lot of vapor coming out of that carb. I don't understand that.
Do you think it's plugged in the back? Do you think the exhaust is plugged?
Could be.
Did you hear that pop? It was
I
a
did.
very odd pop.
Yeah, I did.
And nothing came out. but it was almost like I can't pop because I don't have air. But you're right. It's like steam looking.
It's fuel vapor, a lot of it. Like, I don't know why it would do that, but it's like it's flooded out. So we're going to try a shot of ether.
Oh,
I
no.
can't believe what I'm hearing, but it sounds like our battery's running dead already.
Do you want to just put something up the tailpipe and see if it's stuck? There's something stuck in there?
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet, because even if it's plugged, it should kick. And this isn't even kicking. It really should. It's weird, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's interesting.
What's that?
The throttle was stuck. Stuck open. Wow. I believe the accelerator pump's working. Let's try it again. I think it might be flooded. There's always that sounds, and squirting ether in it doesn't help when it's flooded.
You had spark.
All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to jump 12 volts right to the coil. I'm thinking we may have a voltage issue with the coil. I ran 12 volts direct to the coil. I don't think it's going to make any difference at all. But Christina, what I want you to check is, do we have air blowing this way, up out of the carburetor?
Okay.
That would be a real good indication that the exhaust is plugged. And it kind of looks like that.
So right here, I just put my hand right there.
You don't have to put your hand there, no, just visibly look.
But that's the steam coming up, right? Or that's...
You'll see it.
Okay.
It'll be blowing out.
Okay. Yeah, it is.
Okay. So that could mean a couple of things.
Uh-huh.
It could mean that the timing is way, way off, which, I mean, we're looking at the belt. Yes, I could check the timing marks, but the belt's not broken. Mm-hmm. So it could be that the exhaust is just completely plugged. So that's the next thing to look at. I've got one of the exhaust manifold bolts out. The other one, the access is super tough. So what I'm attempting to do, these exhaust studs are spring loaded. See this? There's a spring on them.
Oh, that's cool.
So what I'm attempting to do is just push the pipe down on the spring to open up a gap. If we open up a gap, we'll be able to see the exhaust air rushing out, just like we're seeing it pop through the carb.
Okay. All right. Good. That's a good view right there. No, it's still coming out the carb.
Yeah, but there was nothing coming out of
No,
there?
nothing.
Okay.
Sorry.
I need you to turn it over now. I'm gonna put my hand down here, see if I can feel it.
Anything?
Yeah.
I heard some pops in the back.
Try it now. Okay. Yeah, I think that's our problem.
Yeah, there's a lot of noise coming from back here, but nothing.
There is?
Yeah, like big pops. Yeah. You didn't hear them?
Well, I was my head under the hood.
Oh, okay.
All right, let's try it one more time.
Mm-hmm.
I pushed the pipe down, so we've got a bigger gap,
Yeah.
and it may be a big enough gap to pop. If it does, we know we have the problem. I'll spend much more time on this exhaust, but I think we're narrowing it down.
Now those were consecutive pops in the back. Did you hear those?
Yeah. One more time. It's blowing less through the carb now.
Mm-hmm. Let me see if anything happened back here. Darn.
Yeah, it'd be interesting if anything popped through here.
It hasn't.
Were there pops really back here though, or were they under the hood and they sounded like they were back here?
I feel like they sounded like they were back here. Or in the middle.
Let me keep working on that other pipe, and we gotta disconnect this. So this car has 2 cats on it.
No wonder they were trying to break into it.
Yeah.
It's double the money.
2 cats in 81? Plus a muffler. That's crazy. Well, we're gonna double the horsepower once this exhaust is disconnected. There's a nut on top of the stud for the exhaust and the nut's turning. What I think may have happened is these studs broke off in the past. Someone drilled them out and used a nut and a bolt, and that's causing me grief. And the way this is designed, you really do have to take this pipe off to completely open it up, because the pipe that connects to the exhaust manifold actually has a smaller pipe that goes right up inside the manifold.
So you got it disconnected.
Yes, I used a Dremel of all things to cut the bolt. Couldn't get out with a grinder, forget it with a Sawzall, hacksaw, nothing. And a Dremel did it. And it took a while, it took like 20 minutes, and the Dremel got super hot, but it did it. I used a reinforced cutting blade on the Dremel. So I've got the car down now off the jacks, and I figured I'd take a look inside the exhaust pipe and see if we could see any stuff.
And there's a thunderstorm brewing.
Yeah.
So you guys might hear some of that. Boy, it's hard to get in there, huh?
Yeah. More so than I thought it would be. I mean, I'm in the pipe. For some reason, this thing doesn't want to feed down. There is a lot of twists and turns.
So it looks like there's a screen right there.
Yeah, that's the cat. Come on, man.
We'll get back to you. So we just couldn't get it in there correctly. So ready to see if it'll start now?
Yeah, we'll show you later. Yeah, let me grab the battery.
So the exhaust is disconnected. So if we
Completely
start it,
disconnected.
nothing will come out because nothing's going to blow through there.
Yeah, nothing's
Gotcha.
going to come out of the back because it's completely disconnected.
Okay, because I had put my camera back there all the times we tried. But I mean, if it's disconnected, then I'm not going to worry about that. Ew.
It's going to be loud as a thundering 2.2 liter can be. But the key will be, is it going to push up through that carb? If it does, well, we might have big problems. You ready?
Yeah, why don't you turn the key inside so I can stay out here and see all the glory of it starting.
That's very optimistic of you.
I'm trying.
In here.
Yeah, you should probably change that. Yeah, there's a little fire that was coming out of that exhaust.
Well, that was a very strange noise.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
I saw some flames in this area.
Did you see anything blow out through the carb?
I don't think so.
No?
Maybe
Okay,
maybe
good.
I was distracted by the other flames.
Well, see if you see anything blowing through the carb.
Okay, I will.
I'll look as well.
Okay, I'll try to hold it like this so I can see the flames. Yeah, I saw both.
You saw both.
Yeah.
Well, that's not good.
So it's coming out the same area right there.
Yeah.
And then the flames, of course, were down in there.
That's not good.
Could the carburetor be
No.
stuck? I mean, something jammed in there?
No,
or
there's a couple of
clogged?
things. It could be out of time. I don't know how that's possible, really, with a timing belt that's intact. But it is possible, and it's something we can check. It could be these plug wires are in the wrong spot, which I find doubtful given they're so short. Or it could be that the timing is really messed up. Is this timing even adjustable on this thing? It is. We can try that. Let's give that a quick whirl. But overall, that's not good news.
So you moved the distributor a little bit.
Quite a bit.
Okay. Oh, no. There was more of that, what'd you call it, vapor? Way more of that.
Let's put it back. Retard it big time. See what happens.
Whoa! That was a big fire that time.
Oh, the exhaust?
Yeah. And it still had the smoke vapor, whatever you want to call it, coming out. So what are you doing?
I'm just tightening this back up. Just semi-tightening, so I can play with it, but it's not making any difference. Okay, this may pop, so watch out. I don't think this is going to make any difference in the world. I think the timing is way, way off in the distributor.
No difference. I think we need to go in and do some homework.
Yeah, I think if I had to guess what's wrong, I would say that the cam and crank timing are way off. I don't know how that can be with a timing belt that's tight, but you can check it. There are marks on it. Hopefully they're not rusted away, but there are marks here and down there. All this has to come off to see it. In fact, I think I even have to take the crank pulley off to see it, but you can do it.
All right. See you tomorrow.
We have no power, so please don't worry about the light. We are going to do a compression test on this thing and see what we find. If we don't have compression, it doesn't confirm a whole lot, but if we do have compression, then I really have to scratch my head and start to thinking that maybe this timing belt isn't right. Maybe it's not right without compression, but we need to know regardless, and we'll take it from there.
Okay. I mean, you have some.
How much?
I don't know, maybe 80?
Okay.
I mean, it's right before you get to 90.
70, 80. Yeah, you're right. It's right on at 80. I mean, I'll take that. This engine sounds so bad, but I'll take it.
I just heard the pop backfire sound.
Yeah, it just sounds awful.
Yeah, it's about the same, I think.
Okay.
Oh, and by the way, guys, we did check the firing order, and it is correct.
Yeah, it's right on. Yeah, that's exactly the same.
It's actually a little bit higher.
A little bit higher?
Not quite to 90, but it's pretty darn close. Okay, so he opened the choke up. We're going to see if it goes higher. No.
Okay.
Number 4 coming up. That's the best one yet.
Is it?
It's an even 90.
I just saw something very interesting that I was looking for last night and didn't see it. Put the camera right there. Don't touch anything, but put it right there on that wire and on that that mount.
Okay.
Watch this.
Oh, I think I know what it is. That spark?
Yeah. So I was looking for that last night. We shut all the lights off. I don't know if we got that on film or not, but
No,
we
I
shut.
got it.
You did. We shut all the lights off, and I was looking for spark jump, but I didn't see it. Don't know if that's the problem, but that is a problem. That's the coil wire. So with that shorting out, who knows when the spark is actually getting to the distributor that's getting to the plugs. However, what else we did was we took all the plugs out and went cylinder to cylinder. And where every single cylinder is blasting through the exhaust. So we don't have a single cylinder problem here, a single valve problem. They all appear to be messed up, in addition to this coil issue. So we are going to start with a simple test of top dead center using this timing mark right there. Now this will only tell us if the cam is timed correctly to top dead center, which is 1/3 of the puzzle on an engine like this. We have to test, well actually we can do the cam and the distributor. but we can't do the crank until we disconnect a bunch of stuff down here. But if the distributor and the cam are correctly timed, chances are that the belt hasn't jumped. And again, this belt is not loose in the lightest. It's actually, to me, it's a little too tight. Let's try that. And I'm gonna have to make a coil wire because this one is 3 miles long. So what I'm gonna do is make a coil wire because this is a super long coil wire that I don't have. I don't think I've ever seen one this long before. So what I'm doing is I've got the old ends. So I'm just gonna uncrimp these ends, take them off, and put them on a good wire that doesn't have the right ends. So first step, oil up the boot so I can push the boot back out of the way. Easier said than done with these crappy things, but once I get this back, I'll get back to you. So what I've done, I've took the boots and the connectors off the old wire. I have the new wire here and I've stripped it back, just cutting the insulating jacket, and I'm gonna peel the core around that way and clamp it to this. That will make sure we have a good connection. I've got a little more stripped off here than I need, but I'll trim that back. And then I'll just pull the boot over it and that side will be done. And I'll move to the other side. So I made the wire about 2 inches too short, but it fits. I'll redo it later. So for the sake of expediency, we're just gonna leave it like that. Now I'm going to spin the engine by hand to find top dead center with the TDC whistle. Now hopefully when I find it, that little timing mark there that I'll mark with chalk so you all can see it will be straight up. Oh, I hear something.
Mm-hmm. Is it in there tight enough?
I think it's pulling air in, so this must be the intake stroke.
Press at the top.
Okay, it's top dead center.
If it was supposed to be straight up, you're a little off.
Way off. All right, so we've got the cap loose. We're going to see if the rotor is lined up with number 1, which is this wire right here. Let's see. And it is. It is. So, the distributor is running off of this pulley here. And that seems to be okay as far as this and the crank. So it means the cam timing is wrong, which would make sense. So the question is, do I pull the timing belt and move that cam back where I think it should be? Let me think about it. So here's what we're gonna do. I think the crank and the distributor are lined up because the rotor's pointing at number 1 when the crank's at top dead cylinder. And that tells me, based on this and the funky blow-by we're getting through the exhaust, is that the cam is not in time. For whatever reason, I don't know how that could be, but that's what it's telling me. So to definitively know that, we have to pull the valve cover and look at the valves. Big reveal. I've got the valve cover all disconnected. Now I'm going to take it off, probably have to maneuver it by 10,000 different little things, including this throttle cable, but hopefully I can get it off, and then we can see what's going on with the valves. It's pretty nice in here. It's really nice. And look at all the oil pressure from us turning it over that's pumped up.
Yeah.
But, well, neither of these valves are open.
So which ones were you looking at?
Those two, that's the cam lobes right there. So, I was thinking we'd find something here screwed up, but I don't see anything. So, I'm gonna turn it over, and the exhaust valve ought to open next. And look, it looks like it's about to open. See that? See the lobe?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep, it's open. Okay, so the exhaust valve is open when it's supposed to. It's making no sense. Maybe the timing mark on this cam sprocket is wrong. That's about the only thing that makes sense right now, because everything appears to be lined up well. The rotor's in the right spot, the crank appears to be in the right spot, and the cam appears to be in the right spot. So the next thing I'm going to do is turn it over with this off and see if I can see any valves hanging up. So our little excursion under the valve cover taught us a couple of things. Everything's in good shape. Valves are moving fine. Camshaft looks real good. The only thing I find odd is that the power stroke is really short. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. The piston starts to go down on the power stroke, and before it bottoms out, the exhaust valve is opening, which bleeds off the compression through the exhaust, which is exactly what we're seeing. So why is that? It could be that this cam is just out of timing a little bit, still allowing us to build compression in the cylinders, but not at exactly the right time. So I'm going to button it back up, because if we have a problem, it's not under this cover. I think I've discovered one of the areas of confusion I have here with the timing. This is what I researched was the top dead center timing mark on the cam sprocket. The reality is this sprocket has a mark here. That's an arrow right there. I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah, I can see it.
And I'm willing to bet that that's the actual mark for TDC, not this, even though everywhere you research will have that as the mark for TDC, and why that hole is there is a mystery. But if I assume for a minute that this is the mark for TDC, then the cam, the distributor, and the crank are all in the correct position.
Okay.
So we don't have to worry about any kind of timing issues with the timing belt or anything anymore. We've got other things to look at. Okay, I'm gonna give it another shot. Everything's buttoned back up. The new coil wire's in. Am I expecting any huge difference? Not really, but I want to see what happens.
It fired. Did you hear that?
I did.
I knew it.
I did hear that.
I told Richard, as soon as I do not have this camera going, it'll
You didn't
do
have
something.
it running?
No, it is running. That's why I told you. You were like, oh, let's just see if anything happens. And I said, nope. Because as soon as I do not have this camera going, it's going to do something. So, I caught it this time.
That was crazy. I didn't expect that. Let's see what happens again. That was nuts.
I don't know, but it doesn't sound as bad as it did
No, it doesn't.
before. It sounds
It
like
doesn't.
it really is going to start. Are you going to put the, the screwdriver? Yeah. Oh, you're going to hold the carb open?
Yeah.
That's what I said. You should let me go in there and try and do that. And you need to be out here. Whoa! Fire! Fire! Big fire. There's a big fire. Yep, there's fire. It started.
It did. It did. It ran.
Whoa! Well,
ran.
thanks for joining us for this video. That we are successful, so we will see you. No, I'm just joking.
All right, I think the timing is way off. Okay, let's try that. I think the timing is way, way off. because we were messing with it earlier.
No fire this time.
Yeah, it runs. Let's hook up some fuel to this
Sounds
thing.
really bad.
Well, it's wide open.
I know.
And I'm not sure it's running on 4. But we'll get it there.
It's running.
Yeah, we'll get it there. Let me get some fuel. All right, fuel's hooked up. No idea if that carb's any good. We'll try it.
You have more gas coming out of the out of here, out of the old thing. Does that matter?
That's probably just what's left in the pump.
It was a lot. Okay.
Really?
Yeah. So we have put a cap over it, but isn't that awful?
Boy, it starts quick.
Oh, but it won't stay started.
No.
Why not? Is the gas turned on?
It still could be timing related. Let me try that. And it's starting crazy quick.
So up is on?
Yeah.
Okay.
Think of it as in line with the hose is on. I think we got a massive vacuum leak we got to find.
Do you want me to go
Right.
inside and start it and you can spray the...
No, I'm going to visually look first. So we'll get back to you guys after we visually check it out. I'm going to disconnect the spark checker and just loosen up the distributing. I made it too tight, so I can't adjust it while it's running.
Okay, here we go again.
Time too advanced. Try that. Oh, we just lost the alternator belt.
We did.
Yeah, just broke.
That might be our first time.
I'm not surprised. Look at this belt.
It's all tiny, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it wasn't always that small.
Oh, it wasn't?
No,
oh,
it's like,
okay.
it's like an old lady. It shrunk with age.
Hey, now, I'm getting old. You better shut.
Okay. It almost ran on its own there with the timing retarder.
Yeah, I thought it sounded a little bit better.
A little. Okay, let's fire it up again. We know it runs, and we got to get it to run better. Now you notice it's very dark in here. The reason we're doing that is I highly suspect that these plug wires are as bad as the coil wire, and they're bleeding all over. So a quick way to test that is darken the area that you're in, or do this at night, fire it up, and you'll see sparks jumping around here. And I'm almost positive that will happen. So you may ask, well, why don't you just change the wires? It turns out these are very odd wires. The end that goes into the cap is a weird connection that I don't have any of at the moment. I've never seen anything like it before, so I need to order them. But for now, we're gonna fire it up and see if in fact we see any jumping. It may or may not show up on the camera, but it'd be nice if it did. Hold on, babe. Okay, go ahead. Oh, I gotta hook the battery up. Nope.
How did I know?
Hold on. Nope. I'll get my hand on the gas. Okay, go ahead. I didn't see any bleeding, but that doesn't mean it's not happening, but I didn't see
Is the
anything.
light on the camera on?
Yeah,
Do you think you would not see it from that?
maybe, yeah. I guess I'll have to shut you guys off and try this again because the camera is lighting things up. Okay. It's funny, with the air filter assembly and everything back on it, it actually ran better.
It did. So did you think you found a
Yeah, there's a vacuum leak.
vacuum leak? Okay.
For sure. For sure there's a vacuum leak that I need to chase down. It's somewhere
Over here?
in here, right where we plugged off that line to the vapor canister. It's somewhere down there. So we need to do that. It needs new plug wires, but it's running. It's getting better and better, but it's still running pretty bad. But I don't think there's anything here that's disastrous so far. We are going to see if this car will move under its own power for the first time since '93. So what we're going to do is try to get it up on the ramp. No brakes, of course, but it's clutch, so I should be able to do it without too much trouble. It's still not running that great, so it might be a bit of a challenge.
I laugh. You're probably laughing. Richard won't be laughing. You made it.
Yeah, well, the problem why it wouldn't come up was it was in third.
Ah.
Linkage is so rusty, I couldn't tell if it was first, third, or reverse. So obviously it was third. Came right up
Yeah.
once we got it into first, and I think we're on good enough to get this thing up in the air and see what we've got. Yeah, it's perfect.
I'm interested to see what's under there. Oh, and we do have a couple of leaks, by the way.
Yeah, that leak is very bad, but it's just the oil sending unit. We noticed that, and it's getting worse. So the oil sending unit is part plastic, and with time, you see what happens.
Yeah, and we have a water leak from a hose, too.
So this is our first view underneath with you all, and it looks pretty good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's the gas tank. I mean, it's not rotted through for sure. Whether it's any good, we don't know, but it's not rotted through.
Yeah, the exhaust is over
The
here.
exhaust is rotted through right here. So we're gonna stick the scope in there in a minute and see if we can see any obstructions. There's still a lot of that Chinese honeysuckle.
Oh
under
yeah,
this
look.
thing.
That's so funny.
Yeah,
Look, I will.
yeah.
Dang, that stuff's evil. Now, there is a small hole back here in the trunk. Right there.
Oh yeah, okay, so we got a small hole here in the trunk. Yeah, some
And then,
holes there.
Yeah.
But look at the quarter here.
yeah.
Look at that. Wow. That's crazy. Is the other side that good? Ow. The other side that good?
Yeah.
Yes.
Now,
Wow.
there was a pretty big hole in the driver's side.
Yeah.
Right
Yeah,
here.
this floor on the driver's side has a hole here.
But compared to what we normally deal with,
Oh, I know.
it's mint.
I know.
It's mint. I mean, you could drive this like 20 more years.
Yes, it's very nice. I mean, even the brake lines, they don't look shot. All the hangers are in place.
I guess this is the difference between an 81 and a 51.
Well, yeah,
30 years makes a big difference.
it does. It does. The CV boots for the front axles, I don't know if you can see that in there. Look at that.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. And the other side is just as nice.
Yeah, I can see that.
This thing has two cats on it. One here and one here. So we really don't need that muffler. It's going to be plenty quiet with these two cats. So we'll probably bypass that. Here's the shifter linkage. This is going to be super easy to fix. Just needs a little oil and it's going to be fine. Suspension bushings. Yeah, they're okay, surprisingly. Right, this is that sending unit.
Yeah.
It's just coming from the front and dripping down. Now we should be able to see that hose leak that we had, but I don't see it anymore, interestingly enough.
All right, so you were doing that. You know what's funny is that even if you hadn't disconnected that, we would have never seen anything come out of that muffler because it was disconnected.
Right. Right.
Oh, I don't know.
Any chance you can hold that?
Try. It's getting around that curve. I
Oh,
don't know
yeah,
if you're going to
yeah.
be able to get there.
Well, it is a sewer pipe. So far, there's no obstruction.
I feel like a mouse. You know how a mouse crawls
Yeah.
through something? Maybe they put a camera
It
on
is
the
a
mouse.
sewer pipe camera, so I think we're probably going to about here at this point.
I don't see anything.
No, we're not encountering anything.
But the camera is just pointing to the ground now. If we come across a mouse with little beady eyes, I'm not sure what I would do. Can't
So,
see anything. I think
yeah.
it's kind of stuck. Huh.
Yeah, we
Well, just for
probably...
the heck of it, see if there's anything in that muffler.
Very small opening. Oh yeah, see it? There's stuff already.
Yeah. We're not even in the muffler yet, already.
Just barely.
Oh. Can you see what I saw?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think you're going to get it in any further. It's like they've got so much stuff in there. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Right when you get to that muffler, it's just full.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. Look
you
at
get
the
past
look
it?
at the
No. Yeah, I saw red stuff like they
Foam.
tried trash. You see
Yeah,
the
see
red
that?
trash
Yeah.
in there?
Oh, look at that. That's a great
Yeah.
picture right there. Yeah, this muffler is. But we, like I say, we don't need it.
No.
It's going to be plenty quiet.
I know,
without
it was just like curiosity.
Yeah.
It was more for fun than anything.
Yeah.
Hope you guys enjoyed that.
Viewers, hang tight. We've got a few more things we're going to do to this right after this. Next up is try to get this door open. You know, the latch seems to work. So I'm thinking that it just needs a little pop from the side. Yep. So what it was it looks like the weather stripping was kind of glued over the years to the inside of the door. So that wasn't difficult at all, really.
Yesterday we had a power outage that lasted almost the entire day. So rather than lose time and get off schedule, I decided that I was just going to get an old spray bottle, put some water in it and some soap in it, and squirt the car and clean it by hand so that we would stay on schedule. Why did I just not move it and take it out there with spray it with a water hose? Well, because we have a well and we need electric for the pump to work. So yeah, I just got some water bottles, put the water in here, put some soap in here, shook it up, and that's how I was cleaning this car. So I am down to the last bit of the cleaning. It's the front of the car, and well, I've already done it this much by hand, so I'm just going to continue on. So let's get this finished up and we'll be done. Before I get this finished up, let's take a look at what I was dealing with. And there you go. I actually think that the other side of the car was probably a little more difficult than this because it had so much moss growing on it. Let's see. There might still be some over here. Yeah. So this side and the back was covered with that. Okay, let's get this finished up.
I'll show you what it looks like in there now. See this weather stripping here? It was just kind of stuck and it was holding the door closed. It's beautiful now. Like brand new. Hopefully I'll have that much luck with the other side.
We're fixing the doors and the windows so that the windows can roll up and down, and of course the doors open and close. So
This is the trickiest piece right here.
yeah, I was gonna say one thing that we discovered that we found interesting and hilarious at the same time was they didn't make the windows in the back roll down in 1981.
Yeah.
I mean,
That, no window crank.
yeah, it was designed like that. Of course, it was immediately fixed the following year. All you could do is open this to get some air back there. So of course it was, you know, like not fun, I guess, if you were in the back seat.
That's just insane to me.
The for sale sign that was in the back also melted and stuck to the seat.
Look at that, headlight replaced. It looked so terrible with just a hole where that headlight was. But I have to say, changing a headlight in one of these is sort of like swapping a transmission. It was not easy. The entire headlight is held in with plastic, so you're walking on eggshells with every screw that you touch. But it's in, high beam, low beam works. We got a bunch of headlights from Les at the swap meet in Louisville last year, so thank you, Les. One of them's come in handy again. It sounded wonderful. Wow. That's fantastic.
Did you put the you hooked the exhaust back up?
Huh?
The exhaust, you hooked that
Yeah,
back up?
the exhaust is hooked up. I found a vacuum leak. I mean, that is really impressive. Listen how quiet the actual engine is. And I thought this choke was broken. It actually might be working. You know, the valves are opening a little bit. The butterflies. Oh, look at that. It's running so lean that it runs great with the choke practically closed. I mean, this is crazy.
Oh yeah, I come right back open.
Yeah,
So
but see now that
I guess that's why the screwdriver came out. It pushed it out.
I think it just was too heavy. But you know, now that the choke is opening up, it's running crappy. So this is, I gotta figure out how to set the mixer. I think this does it. This is electronic, so I may need to change that. Yeah, it's nearly closed. I think that's just oil I dripped.
Oh, okay.
I think that's all that is.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe it was the carburetor again.
No, no. This may even be leaking. Remember, I took that off.
Right. Watch the dog.
Yeah, that's just oil and stuff for me working on it.
What is this clock cycle? Yes, last night when we had that orange
That'll
light,
probably make it,
lights it orange.
yeah, it'll probably make it run better.
What happened?
Wow, that amazing.
Is it supposed to sound like that?
No, it's not, because the mixture is messed up. See, it's supposed to sound like that.
Okay. There must be an old one. There's way too much smoke in it. Do you think it's weird at all that it's not off? Well, we know it's not.
That's amazing. I'm gonna get this thing running beautiful now. Now that I know that it's a mixture issue. Look at that. Woohoo!
Alright, I think that's enough. You can cut my knife.
Yeah.
Alright. I'm almost finished with the inside of the car. Oh yeah. So before we show you how fantastic the car turned out, let's take a minute and head on over and show you some of the other things we got at the auction. Come on, it's going to be a lot of fun.
So we got this because we need water for the shop, and this is just going to be perfect for us. But the funny thing is, the thieves had already stolen the pump out of it. And it was just lucky we saw it in a pile. I asked the police if we could take it, and they said yes. So we kept it.
Well, it was ours anyway.
It was ours.
I know.
And we got a couple of just cool freebies in here. This old, I just love this lantern.
Mm-hmm.
That is so neat.
Yeah.
Old kerosene lantern.
Yeah.
And a couple of
Look at that.
liquid
I love
wrench.
that. Yeah, and guys, just so you know,
Still got some in it.
yeah, I dug through the trash pile for those. So digging through the trash pile is not above me when it comes to rusty cool stuff. But not only did we get the 200-gallon tank,
Mm-hmm.
the setup, the Honda 4-cycle engine,
Trailer.
but we got the trailer.
And it's a nice trailer.
It is a nice trailer. Yep. So I'm excited. Now we can have water. We can clean the cars here.
Yep.
Clean the shop floor. Such a blessing. And we got there just in time before they took off with.
Yeah, losing
with
that
that.
pump would have been a major bummer.
It would have.
Assuming it runs, and we don't even know.
Well, we're gonna find out.
That'll
soon.
be a future video, getting this running on our second channel.
Yeah. Now let's go show them the other cool things.
Then there was a stand, and we were crazy about this stand. We were going to win this at almost any cost. The reason we wanted it so much is it's super cool, the lettering on it and such. I mean, obviously it's quite old, but I got this at the closed Ford dealership last year. If you haven't seen that video, it's pretty amazing. And this sits, this holds the new wiper blades.
Yeah.
And it came complete with a whole bunch of them.
Oh, I know. So now here's the test, because we've been talking. What if they made different sizes? So what if that doesn't fit on the stand?
It's supposed to sit right on that.
Well, let's try it out. Fingers crossed. Because I feel like, this is why I think that it could be a possibility. I feel as if we have seen those in different sizes at swap meets. So, of course,
Not light, I can tell you that.
probably all the wiper blades.
I guess it would go like that.
Oh yeah, perfect. Ooh, thank goodness, look at that.
That absolutely goes like that.
I mean, that's cool.
That's very cool.
I mean, who wouldn't want this?
Yeah, it looks even better.
Well, yeah, it has the
on it.
missing piece, which we didn't even know was a missing piece.
No, we didn't.
Until a couple of weeks ago. Now let me see from the side. Oh, I love it. And you know what's so funny is we already threw a dead blade down there.
I know it's the right one because it's got a lip here that holds it. See?
Oh,
It's a
yeah.
lip that holds it.
Yeah. And then, let's go over here and show them the item that we picked up that is just is a must-have for summer.
My fave.
My fave is the water. This can be your fave. It's a shop fan.
Now this thing puts a crazy amount of air.
It really does.
I mean, it's unbelievable.
I mean, it feels like you have AC living on it. It
Yeah.
goes so cold.
Yeah.
It's so quiet.
Yeah.
And how much did we win that for? Like 30 bucks? $30.
It came with a stand, but
It
I
did.
couldn't fit the stand, so we couldn't take the stand, unfortunately. So
Yeah.
I'll build one.
Yeah, and then you got a jack and some stands.
Yep. Yep. Some cheapo jack stands and a floor jack that needs oil.
Yeah, and then we got the K car.
Yep.
So, and it was all so reasonably priced.
Yep.
Okay, well, let's finish up these last few things, and then we'll reveal how it turned out and the last few things you did. Here we go. I could not get the for sale sign that melted on there off, and I tried as hard as I could, but I decided to just take a break because I didn't want to hurt the vinyl on the seats. You can see the carpet bleached out right there. I'm considering getting a $5 bottle of Ritz dye and dyeing it. Tell me what you guys think. And then the bad side. Let me move over away from that post. Okay. So this, honestly, it looks like it's been painted again. And when the paint specks come off, it appears the original paint's still underneath it. You can see the spray over right there. Richard still has not gotten this door open yet. And this is the side that got the most sun, and you can see the result. But all in all, it turned out pretty good.
This old K car is running better and better. But what did we fix? Well, it turns out it was a multitude of issues. First and foremost, we had a problem with the valve seating. When we first turned this over, it was blowing through the carburetor, blowing out the exhaust, compression everywhere. But the more we spun it over, the better that got. And eventually it cleared itself out, and that was a big deal. The second was, we certainly had a bad vacuum leak. It was at the base of the carburetor, which is a really bad place for a vacuum leak. So that once the engine did start, it didn't run that good because of that. That bad coil wire, that was a big deal. That combined with the valve sealing issue really threw me for a loop as to what was going on. Once that was fixed, at least it would crank over and the valves sealed themselves up once they got spinning pretty quickly. We'll also have a problem with the mixture. It's running super lean right now, which could be for a variety of problems. It could be an electronic carb issue, could be something like an EGR valve, but I've got to solve that still. It can't run that lean, it'll have no power, and it will be dangerous for the engine, frankly. So that's what we did to get this thing fixed and running. It's a great old little car. I really like it. Thank you so much for watching today. Your views are what keeps this channel alive. We've recently introduced something called memberships on the channel. If you'd like to support us via a membership, it's only $1.99 a month, and you can find it in the join button under the video. Check out our merch at wtrmerch.com. You may see something you like. Until we meet again, have a great day.
So, believe it or not, one of our viewers, Terry, purchased this car from the auction, and he has been trying to make arrangements to have this delivered to our house so that we can actually do a will it run and get it running for him. And he's going to come down to Tennessee and pick it up. And I'm glad I got to see it before it was delivered to our house. You're right, Terry. That's a pretty cool car.